Hello everyone, I'm Vikramaditya and welcome to JH SOFTECH. In this session, we're going to discuss about the Activate methodology and real-world SAP project implementation. This is most important concept which is very underrated, and a lot of people know the basic steps but not very sure in each phase what exactly happens in detail. Okay, so for everyone who is working in SAP projects or would like to work in SAP projects, starting from interns to the most experienced 20-30 years experienced guys in SAP world, whoever is working in SAP projects is supposed to be understanding the Activate methodology in a very detailed way. This is the most important concept we need to understand step by step. Okay, so let's get started. And if you like this video, do not forget to share this video with your friends and like it, and do comment us how did you feel about our video, and do not forget to subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. Thank you. Let's get started. Now, Activate framework is a methodology that we use for different types of projects, whether it might be cloud project, whether it might be on-premise implementation project. We are going to use Activate methodology. Very important concept for these projects. Now, SAP S/4HANA Cloud, SuccessFactors, Ariba, and other cloud projects, we are going to use the Activate framework and methodology. We're going to use it for on-premise systems as well, like SAP S/4HANA, on-premise system, BW for HANA, or any other on-premise systems as well. So these are the few examples where we can use the Activate methodology. And those who are listening for this methodology for the first time, let me tell you that methodology is a step-by-step process that we follow for implementation of a project. Just like in our day-to-day life, how do we follow some steps, certain steps for cooking cooking our food at home? There are certain steps, right? So in the same way, in implementation of a project, we have certain steps, and SAP has prescribed this SAP Activate methodology, and we are discussing and understanding the latest concepts in this SAP Activate methodology. Now, to start off with, what are the phases that we have in SAP Activate? In SAP Activate, we have these phases: discover phase, prepare, explore, realize, deploy, and run. So you can easily remember that with this annotations like DPE, DPER, and DR. So DPER, DR is something like we'll have DR here, and in that we have the PE. So if you remember like this, like deeper, if you remember deeper dear, deeper doctor, you can easily remember these phases, like deeper in the sense like DPER, and then DPER, and then we have DR doctor. So what happens here is that we have to, it's easy to understand. That's my way of doing it. You can remember it in your own way. Yeah. Okay, so SAP Cloud for Sustainable Enterprises is where we actually are focusing on, heading on right now. This is the most important implementation project that we are doing, wherein like we are very concerned about the zero emission with climate action, zero waste with the circular economy, zero inequality with social responsibility. These are the features that we have for the SAP Cloud for Sustainable Enterprises. We have a holistic steering and reporting concept in this. We have we focus on the real life, real world challenges. SAP's purpose is to help the world run better and improve people's lives. SAP contributes to the sustainable businesses, creating positive economic, environmental, and social impact within planetary boundaries, providing products and services that meet the sustainability challenges and opportunities of our customers, and leading by example in our own sustainable business operations and practices. So these are the things that we have in the SAP Cloud for Sustainable Enterprises. Now we've got this SAP best practices, and then we have S/4HANA transition mapping, SAP solution manager, and SAP value assurance. Now these are the terminologies which we need to understand, and these are the concepts that we are going to use when we are implementing the SAP project. What exactly is SAP value assurance? Smooth journey to SAP S/4HANA with value assurance service packages. So we have got a value assurance package which will have inculcate a lot of features in it. Then we have got Solution Manager, which enables us to deliver infrastructure of SAP S/4HANA, orchestrates the end-to-end service delivery. Now, the Activate transition roadmap to SAP S/4HANA is what we are discussing right now in detail. And this is a one unique implementation roadmap for all transition scenarios powered by SAP Activate. And then we have got the support for agile implementation projects as well. Now, those who are listening for the Activate methodology for the first time and not sure about what exactly is agile methodology, agile is a process which has been used in lot of methodologies, including the Activate methodology, wherein we have the iterations, or we have the Scrum, where we test and develop cycle will be there. So that is what we have is a specialty about agile methodology. We'll discuss that in detail. So SAP best practices for S/4HANA, we have ready to run businesses, integration and migration processes delivered through SAP Activate, optimized for and delivered with SAP S/4HANA. Now we'll discuss in detail about the Activate methodology, overview and methodology, roadmap viewer, best practices explorer, and question answers. Like if you have any kind of questions related to this topic, you can put it in the comment box for this video. Now, Activate methodology overview, we have got this. Activate methodology can be used for SAP S/4HANA cloud projects, SAP S/4HANA on-premise projects. We can use Activate methodology for new implementation, system conversion, landscape transformation as well. And business value: faster, less service intensive initial implementation in the cloud or on-premise, and rapid adoption of innovations throughout the entire product lifecycle, extensible framework for partners. We accelerate time to value, reduced total cost of ownership is what we'll do. So we've got this SAP Activate building blocks. Now, SAP best practices include SAP best practices for S/4HANA, migration content, integration content. Now, tools we have got for a guidance configuration, self-service configuration, expert configuration, solution builder, solution manager. These are all the tools that we have, and we're going to discuss about these things in detail as well. Methodology: one agile implementation methodology, which is very much included in the Activate. And the sources for you to get more certification related concepts is OpenSAP, SAP Learning Hub, and Classroom. You can contact me if you have any questions related to accessing the system or learning more about the Activate methodology. Now we have got a lot of new things that have been added, a lot of things that are modified in the SAP S/4HANA best practices. Like the SAP Activate methodology is enabled, content tools and methodology fit perfectly together. So these all are the part of S/4HANA. Then we have the multi-country enabled SAP S/4HANA latest innovations allows us to activate all multiple country versions in one client, extended industry compatibility in core following the product roadmap, end-to-end business and technology content process migration, integration analysis, supports SAP S/4HANA simplification. Then we have content lifecycle. We have got the reduced client customizing, SAP best practices for the digital core, processors which are optimized for SAP S/4HANA, not just a technical update of ERP, and delivered with SAP S/4HANA product. And then we have got the integration with SAP Solution Manager. These are all very interesting concepts, guys. I'm going to discuss a lot about this in the upcoming session. So please do not forget to subscribe, okay? And you'll not miss any of them. Like discover and download SAP best practice content. So we can download these all options. Now explore SAP best practices for SAP S/4HANA is already available in the SAP service marketplace for the portfolio of SAP best practices. You can download that and you can just check it out. And SAP S/4HANA software appliances is also available, and just search for it and get your own proof of concept system on-premise. Then we have a complete guidance of SAP implementation using the Activate roadmap is already available in the help.sap.com. Manage your implementation solution manager is already available. If you have already installed a solution manager, you can make use of that, or I'm going to teach you about solution manager more in the coming sessions. Now, SAP best practices for SAP S4HANA integration. This is the integration also is a part of this activate methodology, which again I'm going to discuss in detail about the integration. How do we do that with non-SAP to SAP systems, SAP to SAP systems, cloud to non-SAP, cloud to on-premise, on-premise to cloud. These are all things we are going to discuss in the coming sessions, guys. Now, here we have got the best practices for migration. Yet we can go from SAP ERP, that is ECC software, or non-SAP systems to our SAP system. So if it is non-SAP system, there is no no doubt, like it will directly go for greenfield project. But if it is an SAP ERP project, also will go for greenfield project. But if you are using any old SAP S4HANA project software, and then you want to upgrade to the latest SAP S4HANA, we can consider that as a migration project or brownfield project, right? So we are talking here about the greenfield project. In greenfield project, we'll install the SAP software and we'll start working on it. Now, what are the basic initial data load? How do we do that? Is using the SAP data services, and we can use the rapid deployment migration content for on-premise system and S4HANA migration cockpit for cloud. So if we are implementing on-premise system, SAP S4HANA on-premise, we're going to make use of the RDM tool to migrate the data. Or if it is cloud, we'll use the migration cockpit to migrate data from SAP ERP system or non-SAP ERP systems to our latest version of the software. Now, best practices for migration is like we move that from SAP GUI, SAP ERP, and all these things to and I'm going to discuss more in detail about the steps, all the steps that we have for system conversion, but I'm going to focus more on the activate methodology here in this particular session. We're going to discuss about the migration in detail about the other in other session. So we can activated guided configuration for cloud deployment. So as we know, it can be either for cloud or it can be for on-premise. So there are few slight changes when we use on-premise system or the cloud system. When we use activate for any of these two systems. So configure your solution, test your processes, view solution scope, migrate your data, user training and onboarding, managing our test processes. These are all the part of the activate methodology in each of the different phases. So what are the phases that we have? As we discussed in at the very beginning of this session, we have got the discover session, prepare, explore, realize, deploy, and run. What do we do in the discover phase? We experience the trial. We just understand what exactly the client wants and how it is going to work for them, stuff like that. So it's a very open kind of discussions that we make, and then we try to understand what exactly the client wants. Then we have the prepare or explore phase, where we have technical preparation steps and test conversions. And then we have got the fit to standard analysis with SAP best practices is what we have. Functional conversion and cutover is something which we'll be doing at the very beginning of the realization phase. I normally suggest everyone to remember this in a very easy way of steps. Like I'll be giving you an example of this one as a cooking. So in the cooking phase, like how do we have different phases in cooking? I compare that activate methodology with the other phases. So we'll discuss that in the coming session. Easy to remember way of doing it. So coming to the functional conversion and cutover is something which we'll do at the very beginning of the realization phase, guys. And then we have the integration and extension of existing applications that we'll do in the realization phase. Then we'll deploy. After we deploy, we'll do the onboarding and deployment at the deploy phase. And then if there are any issues after deploying, then we'll be doing it in the operate, monitor, and support phases. Now, where can I learn more about the SAP Activate methodology? Now, these are the recommended courses that we have: ACT 10E, ACT 100, ACT 200, and C_ACT 216. Just in case, like we've got the upgraded version of this 216 now, but just in case if you are not able to access this and you are not able to get this data and all, we can more in detail discuss about that, and I can share this material with you. So we've got this. We're going to discuss about the experience, trial, and fit and gap analysis, scope and configure, migrate, and operate. These all phases I'm going to discuss in the coming sessions, guys. And these are very, very interesting concepts, and we all must know all these things in detail. Okay. Continue from here in the next session. So please do keep watching our videos and do subscribe to our channel. And if you have any questions, you can please ask me in the chat box. I'll make sure that comment box, and I'll make sure that I'll reply you back. Thank you so much for making use of this session, and I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you. Have a great day.